Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of the weekly training for the Cruel Jewel 100 explanation, where I kind of go through all my workouts and tell you everything I did this past week. The feedback I've been getting from this has been really positive. A lot of people are really enjoying kind of like the deep dive into what I do. And, you know, some of it is very, very planned out. Some of it is just doing what I can on the day because maybe something went wrong or time got away from me or something like that. So yeah, I've been doing this for the last couple of weeks and I'll do it again this week. Keep myself accountable. So let's pop open Training Peaks and see where we are. All right, so here we are in Training Peaks. Let's take a look at the weekly summary. As you know, my goal is always 55 miles and 17,000 feet of vertical gain. So this week, 57.2 miles and 17,284 feet of vertical gain. So that's awesome. I mean, again, like, all of this is on the treadmill of the gain. I wasn't running any trails this week or anything where I was able to get a whole lot of gain. I did run outside a couple times, but around me, there's nothing, like no climbing. So all of the gain was on the treadmill. Monday, just did a recovery run, 5 miles, and got 2,000 feet of gain. So it was just a pretty like chill run, just kind of like recovering from the weekend. The week prior, I did 20 miles on Saturday and then a couple on Sunday. So it's just kind of like giving my legs a little bit of rest. Tuesday had a bit of extra time and I wanted to make sure that I got a lot of vertical gain right to like start off the week. So this run was 6 miles and I got 3,500 feet of gain on the treadmill again. So it was a lot of climbing. As you can see, like it was just for 10, so from 10 minutes to, so for 50 minutes, I was just climbing at like 15%. So about an hour of climbing straight. And then I got about a mile run in and then did another climbing interval of like about 20 minutes. So really solid, really long climbs, just kind of trying to mimic like what it's going to feel like to climb up a mountain for like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. Wednesday was a good run, went outside, wanted to get a last run in the Saucony Triumph 18 before I did my final review. So I was getting some filming done and everything, running outside in the snow. It was great. 6 miles, was able to go like decently quick. Like my overall average pace was 8:16, but there was a lot of stopping and starting and filming and like setting up the camera and stuff. So my Stride power meter has been having some problems this week. And I actually emailed Stride, but I think I got it worked out on my own. I like did there's several different types of resets that you can do within the app, deleted the app, reinstalled it, like tried to like totally wipe the whole Stride pod, got it reset. And eventually after about 4 resets, it finally started like working again. But for about 4 or 5 days in a row, it was reporting like 60 watts, 70 watts average for all my runs. And it was like really annoying because I had no idea what was wrong with it. And it just started randomly. But got it worked out. Thursday, did another treadmill run, almost an hour and 40 minutes, a little over 7 miles, and was working with my egg weights. But those were really cool. I mean, they're just 1 pound weights in each hand, and they've got these little rubber grips, so it's like really hard to drop them. But for me, it is going to be important to kind of like, if I'm going to be on the treadmill and hiking a lot anyway, I might as well carry some weights and work my arms just a little bit, because your arms fatigue a lot during 100 milers as well as your legs. I mean, obviously your legs are fatiguing, but your arms get really tired too. And sometimes by the end of a race, it's almost like hard to just like adjust your pack or like take out your water. And sometimes you end up like just skipping times where you should be drinking or eating because you're just so tired. And they're really great. Like I just hold them like right in the palm of my hand and I can just go, and really making sure that my right hand is in sync with my left foot, left hand in sync with my right foot, so that you mimic like what it's going to be like using poles. Because there's a definite technique to using poles, and learning how to use them right is a really, really big deal. And then Friday, was able to go outside, which was awesome. First run in the New Balance FuelCell Propel V2, really long name, but good shoes, $99. Just had a really good first run. Like they're a little bit lighter than the Triumphs that I had been running in the last 100 miles. And so it just kind of like felt like a little, I don't know, my legs felt a little snappier. Definitely a lot more firm of a shoe, and so they kind of were reacting to the ground like a little bit differently. So it kind of took a couple miles to get used to them, but by the end of the run, like I didn't really feel like I had ran 10 miles. Like it was a really nice run, and it was really fun being outside in the snow. Just kind of felt like I was trail running a few parts. So coming into the weekend on Saturday, I was at 35 miles, so I knew I only needed 20 to get my goal of 55. So I put in 15 on the treadmill on Saturday, just watched a couple movies on Netflix. It was just kind of like a long day, like 3 hours. Like I had my gels and everything in here in this office, and was just kind of like coming back and forth like from the garage to like get a gel or whatever. It's just really nice like being able to do like a long run inside your own house. So I don't know why I waited so long to get a treadmill, but it's like a huge plus for my training this year. So this run, 3 hours, 15 miles, was able to get 5,000 feet of gain. So that was really great. Used the climbing, spaced out the climbing a little bit more, and was able to run like a couple miles at a time, just kind of changing it up a little bit. Like that's one thing that you want to do with your training. You don't want to always do the same type of run. Like you can get into a habit of just going out at a certain pace every single day. That's not great. Like you want to change it up. And so even when you're doing intervals, like if you're doing a 1 mile hike, 1 mile run, 1 mile hike, like after a while that your body gets used to that, and the training effect lessens. And so if you change it up, like, so here I was doing like a couple miles of running at a time, and then hiking a couple miles, and then running, hiking. So like doing the same thing, but doing longer intervals, kind of trying to mimic hiking like 1,500 to 2,000 foot climbs. So then coming into today, Sunday, I needed 5 miles and 3,000 feet. So I got that 3,000 feet, and then I ended up going 7 miles just because I was watching a movie and I wanted to keep watching it for a little bit. So that's kind of one of the good things about like if you like have a TV or something like in front of your treadmill, like sometimes you can just zone out and get a little bit extra work done. So that's it, 57 miles for the week, 17,000 feet of gain. I was able to get over 600 TSS points again this week, which is pretty solid. So over the last 3 weeks, I've been averaging about 600 TSS points, along with the miles and the vert. And what TSS is a training stress score. So it compiles all of your data from that run, and it spits out like a score. So like, for example, my 15-mile run on Saturday, I got 173 TSS points. So that builds up, and then over the course of the week, like I try to be like above 600. Like above 600 is a pretty good week of training for me. Like professional athletes, like they're above 1,000. Like easy, no problem. If you're running 100-mile weeks, 120-mile weeks, like you're going to be above 1,000, and you're going to be building that TSS like really fast. And again, it's not like I don't want people to get like bogged down with all these numbers and everything. It's just another way to kind of track your fitness, track how you're doing, and year over year, be able to look back and see like how much work was I putting in last year. And TSS is really great because it changes year after year based off of your FTP or your thresholds that you're putting in to training peaks. So every time you go out and do a test, like a track test, like I did that 30-minute track test a couple 2 months ago or so, that changed my thresholds, and so my TSS score is based off of that. So it's looking at my FTP, my aerobic heart rate, like all of that, and it's compiling these numbers every single run, every single day and then week, and just building it up and giving me a pretty clear picture of how my training is going. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into my training again. I tried to keep this one shorter because I feel like the longer these drag on, maybe the more boring they get. But for those of you that are liking these and are getting some information out of them, please let me know down below, and let me know what I can dig into further. Like I really am just skimming the surface of this. Like I really could dive a whole lot deeper into all of this, but I want to keep the information useful. And so if there are things that you guys want to know, definitely let me know down below, and I'll try to put them into future videos. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.